Assam is a rich and vibrant state of northeastern region. However, Assam is also home to many natural disasters and various other problems. Among the list of problems, today we are going to discuss about the flood issue of Assam. Also, we will try to provide possible solutions accordingly to solve the flood issue of Assam. Assam floods. It all started back in the year 1897. An earthquake of huge magnitude hit Assam. Since then, the floods of Assam became one of the annual events in the state. Every year it comes with more intensity, and along with it comes destruction, loss of human lives and animals alike. Not just once, it occurs about 3 to 4 times in a year. People die, animals die. People go homeless, while others lose their livelihoods. Every year, more than 2 million people across villages and districts are affected. It's been more than 120 years, and yet we haven't been able to find a permanent solution towards it. And to be frank, it's quite a shame for us. Reasons behind the flood problem of Assam. The reasons behind the flood problem of Assam can be divided into two factors. One, natural factors, and secondly, man-made factors. Let us point out some of the natural factors. Number one of the main reasons is that the area receives a very high amount of rainfall. Number two, the river Brahmaputra, which flows through Assam, is one of the mightiest rivers in Asia, is braided and unstable in its entire progress in Assam. Number three, huge amount of sediments are being carried by the river Brahmaputra from its origin through the entire path until Assam. These sediments get deposited in the riverbed, thus making the level of the riverbed rise, thus disturbing its natural course, resulting in movements of the river in a lateral way. 4. The change of course results in breaches of the embankments, causing floods. Even though embankments are present at different places, more than 80% of them have not been reinforced. Number 5. Assam is an earthquake-prone area, and during one such instance, to be specific, after the earthquake of 1950, the level of the Brahmaputra river rose by 2 meters in the Dibrugarh district and the nearby areas. Number 6. Landslides due to earthquake is another reason of the flood problem in Assam, because landslides and earthquake send in huge amount of debris in the river, causing the riverbed to rise. Number 7. Bank erosion is another reason for Flood problems in Assam. Number 8. Climate change is another factor for flood problems in Assam. Now let us look at some of the man-made factors. Embankments were used to be temporary measures to prevent the flood issue. Most of them were built in the 80s and are weak at present. Landslides, lack of proper drainage, poor maintenance, along with people building homes above the embankments, results in creation of man-made flood problems. Also, another problem of embankment is that they confine the flow of the river, resulting in increased hydraulic pressure and high water levels. Moreover, embankments mostly protects some areas, but it's a disaster for the areas which are followed after the embankments and flooding those areas. Another reason of floods being the uncontrolled release of water from the dams situated uphill. Enroachment of forest lands and water bodies is another reason of man-made flood problem of Assam. Various townships have been developed without proper flood risk management. Lack of implementation of various projects is another reason for the flood problem in Assam. Deforestation, cutting of hills, along with population growth in catchment areas are few other reasons. Overall, this seems to be some of the main reasons towards the flood problem of Assam. So now, let us try to find out solutions with which we could possibly solve the flood problem of Assam. Is there any solution towards the flood issue of Assam? Theoretically, there are solutions available which will definitely help in reducing the damages. However, practically it will definitely depend upon the government as well as us, the people residing in Assam and its neighbors. Let us put forward some of the measures which will be helpful in solving the flood problem of Assam. Physical study of all the entry and exit points of flood waters in the affected areas should be done and take necessary steps accordingly. Bring in local people together in finding and building permanent solutions to the flood issue. Give them responsibility, cause without their cooperation and help, it will be difficult to solve the flood issue of Assam. Embankments make the river confined within its area, thus making the river flow wild due to increased in hydraulic pressure. Hence, embankments should be built only in areas where it is an absolute necessity and not in all the areas. Also, we should strengthen the embankments which lack maintenance and are breached. The information regarding flood forecast and warning related to it should reach the flood-prone villages and areas on time. For that, a better flood forecasting is a must. Construction in the low-lying floodplain areas should be restricted. and should only be done with proper planning. Interlinking of rivers could be a good option, where the excess floodwater could be diverted to the water scarce region. Dredging is another option to reduce the impact of floods by increasing the water carrying capacity of the river. However, it won't be a permanent solution, and also it will be very costly. Cooperation and hydraulic data monitoring and sharing with Tibet is required. River training and bank protection works. Anti-erosion work along with town protection. Improvement and proper maintenance of the drainage system. Raised platform can be also considered. Proper channelization of river can also help in mitigating the impact of floods. Plantation of trees with deep roots beside the river banks will help in mitigating the erosion of the banks. Rejuvenation of wetlands and other water bodies will help in prevention of floods by storing and slowly releasing storm water. Construction of reservoirs and dams upstream with proper planning should be done to prevent floods with proper warning system and controlled water release. It can also help in producing electricity. Deforestation and hill cutting should be avoided to prevent soil erosion, which in turn will help in preventing floods. Climate change is another factor impacting the flood situation in Assam. Hence, planting trees and raising awareness among the people would definitely help in mitigating the flood issue. Illegal sand mining and stone mining from the riverbanks needs to be checked. Another area to be looked at is the control of population growth. These are some of the solutions which might help in mitigating the damages caused by the floods in Assam. That's all for today. With this video, we put forwarded our opinions and suggestions towards a flood-free Assam. It's time to look beyond charity and find a permanent solution. However, it won't be possible without the help of the people. Yes, with these solutions, we may not be able to stop the floods entirely. However, it will definitely help in reducing the damages to properties, livelihood, and loss of lives. Without a permanent solution, it will be the same story all over again every year. Hope you liked our video. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe our channel for more information related videos.